Hey guys, Greg and Matthew coming at you here. We've got a little different one for you today. We are on our way out to a permission piece that Matthew gained at the end of last year, and we're going to hang some trail cameras. Matthew, tell them a little bit about how this property came about.
Yeah, this was just a property that I spotted on X, and I went to do some door knocking and got written permission from the gentleman to hunt it back in January. So I had like a week of season left. I put one sit on it and saw a decent 8. But like I said, very end of season. So this year I'm wanting to put a lot more focus on it and really see what potential is out here.
Cool. Stick around with us, guys. We're going to show you what we look for when we're scouting, why we're hanging the trail cameras where we're hanging them, and also why is the Self Pack such a great trail camera pack to take trail cameras in and go hang cameras with. We're going to show you all that and more coming up right after this. Okay guys, Matthew brought his stuff too, but everything we need to hang our trail cameras right in here. Actually, this is full of cameras, and if you look, these are SD card pocket spots. If people ever buy my pack and wonder, well, what are these little pull tabs for? Well, if you pull one, look what comes out of it. Well, of course, you've got to put it in there first, but that way you don't have to reach in there, dig around hard to get SD cards out of it. If you have trail cameras that do, I realize some of them don't anymore, but it's always a good thing to carry extras. And then you push it back down in there, and that little tab is ready to pull out all your SD cards. So anyway, camera's deep down in there. Got our one sticking stick so we can hang it high. Well, and if you get thirsty, you got water bottle pockets on the sides too. So let's go hang some trail cameras, guys.
So we're going to come up here and I'm going to show you the edge within an edge that I really like. So deer love walking on edge. They're edge creatures, you know, edge of the morning and edge of the evening they come out. So they love following an edge line, and if I can have a wooded area that then there's a thicker area that makes a good edge for them to walk down, it's a good path, just a corridor for them to walk right to me.
So when you're talking about edge within an edge, we're coming out of the CRP. Obviously, we've got an edge here, and you're saying there's an interior edge inside of that.
100%, yes. Within the woods, there's already another edge. But right here, we've got, in this area about 20 yards over here, there's like 4 or 5 deer trails that come down to one point and where they cross over to either this fence row or this edge going down the field line, or just following this road that's kind of been here at some point or another. And so I'm kind of wondering, you know, exactly how my dad would go about this and set up on this point particularly. But I can tell that there's a lot of funneling going down to this exact position. So I'm excited to see exactly what we can do here.
Yeah, so we'll look the whole farm over, but Matthew's exactly right. This is, you know, this diversity of habitat converging upon one point, kind of funneling and starring or coming to a hub here is really good. And when we talk about hubs in our area, you know, we're predominantly in the Midwest. We're not hunting huge hill country, you know, like Jake Bush and some of these guys are, even Jacob Emery at times. You know, you can look around here. It's pretty flat all the way. I mean, there's a rolling hill there, but predominantly this is pretty flat. So when we're looking for hubs, we're looking for habitat hubs, so to speak. So we've got a lot of new growth. I don't know what those are, birch trees, I don't know, but a lot of new growth coming in here. We've got this road here, we've got CRP there, and then there's another farm over that way. Kind of comes to a star here. And Matthew, you said that there were a lot of trails and tracks and stuff coming. I mean, you can, right here, you can see, I mean, we're walking a deer trail right now. So go up here and see what kind of sign we can find. I mean,
there's a pretty heavy trail.
Yeah, there's a trail going that way.
One that breaks off kind of goes that way.
So we've got an X here almost. You know, X marks the spot. Okay, one of the things that we're going to figure out is this is north. Okay, and I've learned this over the years. North here, that means obviously if that's north, this is south. If I'm facing north and south, right and left is east and west. Sun comes up in the east, sets in the west, right? As that sun moves over, if you've got your trail camera facing the sun, A lot of times you'll get a lot of false triggers with sun. I've got one that way right now on one of my trail cameras, and I got about 150 pictures of it 2 days ago of the sun and the shadows moving across, right? Some of it just happens, but if we can prevent that, that's a good thing. So we're gonna put our camera up in that tree south of us, facing north, and hopefully not get the sun coming in east and west moving across that way. It's just, we're gonna give it a shot. If you can put as many things in your favor as you can, go for it. But keep that in mind, that the sun obviously moving across east and west. We're going to try to minimize these false triggers.
You're also not facing your camera into the sun and like getting those glaring pictures you can't see.
Very good point, Matthew. Very good point. So let's walk over here. I don't know which one we can climb any of them. The good thing about one sticking, you can climb any tree you want to. So obviously, guys, I've got the new Hunt Arsenal EWO Stags in the Wild solo stick. And I'm just going to put it on a tree here. It doesn't matter. I can go underneath this grapevine. Probably the best thing to do. Put it about right there. And again, we're going to pull out on the bottom just slightly. Pull down and set that stick. Undo the pack and play. It's going to free up the altimeter. And we're good to climb on up. Okay, I mentioned to you, now you'll notice what we did before, after we left the car, we put some buck fever synthetic, both forehead gland and full rut urine to spray in we're gonna make a mock scrape out here somewhere. So this is in our pack now. But literally, I'm just gonna grab a camera, and I got a video coming up really soon on how to make these. These are super simple to make, guys. Probably $2 worth of parts at Ace Hardware. And the good thing about it, we talked about camera theft. People like to look out at eye level. They also, what stands out to a trail camera thief is that horizontal strap going around a tree. Sticks out like a sore thumb. With this, no strap. And we are on private land. And yes, if you're one of those real safety guys, and you're like, oh my God, he should have a lineman's belt or he should be tethered in. Maybe. Here's my thoughts, and I've discussed it with a lot of friends over the years. Did you not climb trees as a kid? I mean, seriously, guys. If you can't do this and feel comfortable, you might not should be in the woods.
You can jump down from there.
Yeah. This is just enough to get the camera out of a trail camera thief's eyes. And I'll be honest with you, it helps tremendously with a big old wary buck. How many times have you got a picture of a buck, a nice buck, like a 4.5, 5.5 year old buck or bigger, and he comes up and he stares at your trail camera, and he's either gone or he runs off or he walks off, whatever, and you never see him again. I've done that, and I put up other cameras like this, and they start skirting your trail cameras. They change their habits, they change their routes. If you put this camera up here, chances are, if it's a blacklight trail camera, that's the only kind we will run. Because we also run a lot of cameras over our predator sets when we're trapping. And a predator, a coyote, a bobcat, a fox, will turn inside out if they see a red light. And I'll tell you what, I've got a folder full of deer over the years, over 3 decades of deer that turned inside out when they saw a red light. And I know people are, oh, it's not the red light, it's the click of the camera. No, it's the red light, because I put up a black light camera and they don't care. I'm just telling you, you take 35 years of run and gun experience and learn from my experience and use it as your wisdom, or not. I don't care. But I'm telling you, deer will turn inside out on red lights. Now I'm going to screw this wing nut up super tight, lock it on. Turn that on. I've already, before we left the house, I turned it to setup. I set the date and the time. It's got a SD card. Turn it to on. Now, about right there. Now I'm gonna crank down, guys, so that this.
Yeah, that's gonna be set up good.
I use a wing nut on this side, a big eye bolt on that side, and I can take it and crank that down.
Can you, I was gonna say maybe perfect there, pretty much. I was gonna say a little bit to the right, but you've adjusted it just then, pretty much. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
It's a great thing about hanging trail cameras with a partner, guys. He can tell me how it is, because it kind of looks a little crooked to me up here, but if you say it's good, does it need to come back this way?
It might need to come back towards you just a tad.
Like that? I can angle it.
Yeah, that's it needed to turn like that a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe back towards you. That might have been a little overcorrection. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about perfect. Not going to get too nitpicky here now.
Okay. Yeah, it'll cover a broad area. Then guys, all we're going to do is climb down. It's normally not such a struggle if you're not going through a bunch of grapevines.
You didn't even make it look like a struggle, like a pro.
And I've done it a time or two. So guys, Matthew and I just hung that first trail camera literally right over there. We walked through this way. There's a fence row going this way. There's taller stuff here, and there's woods there, and there's cut corn out that way. This is thick enough here, providing security cover, that anything would feel very comfortable walking in here. And like I said, it makes a T, another X marks the spot here, but inside, kind of almost interior stuff, because the edge of the field crop, of the ag crop, is way out there. See that corn way out there? We're inside that edge, but yet we've got our own edge coming down here. Okay. And then we've got that going back that way. So Matthew and I started picking out a tree, a potential kill tree. Now this, you can see probably, because of the sunlight, this tree leans way out, which if you're a saddle hunter, you're on the back side of that, that's fine. But I started looking around, I'm like, well, what about this tree? It's almost inside there a little bit. If you follow that split right there, go up here, then follow that tree trunk up there. It's not quite so severe a lean, but you're on the back side of it. You're nestled in all these trees. And then look, you've got a trail coming right here. It goes right through here. I'm going to follow this trail. Look at this trail right through here. If something comes up this trail, well, if you're up there, you're nestled up in there, you shoot it right where Matthew's at. You wait for it to step out of the clear. But if it breaks off and starts going to the right, you pivot around, you got a perfect shot right down in here too. So now obviously you could climb that straight tree right there, but there's not as much cover. I love the fact that this is nestled in about 15 tree trunks right here. And you've got to shoot where Matthew's at, you shoot where I just stood, you shoot here. That is a perfect kill spot right there. We're actually, because of the killing tree we picked out, and like I said, we control where we put the mock scrape, right? So we're gonna do this, we're gonna break a branch or two right here. And again, we're capitalizing on that edge. We're bringing everything to the X, right?
Got the trail coming down the center of the X, back into the woods.
So I'm going to, let's see if we can, that looks like it's so soft it's going to break. A lot of times, if I was turkey hunting, I would have my
your favorite snippers.
My favorite snippers, but these will work in an emergency. A lot you can do with a wicked tree saw. I don't really want to get too much of the mud in the blades though, so I will use this. Take their attention. And then take over from here. Okay. We've got buck fever synthetic forehead gland. And if you wonder if this works, let's go to this video right now. I put this mock scrape in 4 days ago. This was yesterday evening. Yeah, it works. Okay, we got that, and then this is Full Rut by Buck Fever Synthetics. We're just going to dump quite a bit of it in there. Okay, we have not found anything fresh, but that's the size we're looking for. But you can just tell it's an old rub, so we shall continue on. Reach back there and grab the Powerade. Need it? Thought we'd share it. Okay guys, if you can't tell, we have went through some crap trying to do some scouting, but
fun to pick off tonight.
Yeah, I mean, so late night session with a knife for sure. But hey, we're on a kind of a area of more hardwoods on this farm, and if you can see, there is a trail all the way up down through here. There's actually a road over there, and I like the fact that the trail's over here, so something can walk over here and not be over there on the road. That kind of encourages me. But there's all kinds of little acorns all over here. Thousands of acorns, as Matthew just said. And notice we put a trail camera right up there. That little DIY trail camera mount, guys, is money. And like I said, anyone walking through here, I mean, I'm walking through here, I'm not looking up there. And then there's no strap to really draw your attention to. So even if I'm up here and I'm going uphill to get to Matthew.
Even there, it's above your head.
Yeah, you're not, because you're looking, if you're a hunter or you're scouting, you're looking all out through there. And it just blends in seamlessly. So anyway, tips today, tips on hanging trail cameras.